Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Rickcast Reviews. And it is July 2025, which means this is the make or break month for the Hollywood box office because the rest of the summer has been, at best, disastrous. This month, you will have Jurassic World, Rebirth, you will have Superman, and you will have Fantastic Four. This one is a review for the first of those three, Jurassic World Rebirth, or as critics who have seen the film before me have been labeling it, Jurassic World Refund. So let's get to it. What is the synopsis of said film? 5 years post Jurassic World Dominion, an expedition braves isolated equatorial regions, i.e., they go to the equator, to extract DNA from three massive prehistoric creatures for a groundbreaking medical breakthrough. Does that sound riveting? No. Is it riveting? No. So what do we got here? We've got a film from a franchise that is long in the tooth. I'm taking the joke there. It's too easy. And has run out of ideas. It's another island because the dinosaurs are all dying. And so they have to put them back on the islands because they can't survive anywhere else. Even though we were promised at the end of the previous trilogy that they were going to live there. No. Scrap that. We're going to go back to the islands because that hasn't been done to death. And so what I'm going to do with this review is I'm going to try to give you three positives, and I'm going to struggle to keep it to only three negatives. But there may be more negatives than positives. There's going to be more negatives than positives. There'll probably be more than three. So let's get into it. While I give that to you, here are some moving pictures to keep you distracted. So, three positives. Let's try to be positive about this film. The film is visually very nice. It is a very pleasant film to watch. It is in opposition to the gray, dark contrast that you see from like Marvel movies and a lot of films are lacking color. And if you've noticed that, they're not bright anymore. And that's because they're trying to hide the CGI in those films. Jurassic World Rebirth has no problem showing you what you came to see. You have to wait for it, and I'll get to that. And they look good in the day. They look good pretty much in every scene. And it's a very visually pleasant film to watch. The second one, I'll give it to the two people that actually are, I guess you could call themselves actual performers, Scarlett Johansson and Mahershala Ali. They are too good for this film. I'll say that. They're too good for this film. It was probably a nice, easy paycheck for both of them. Because even kind of walking through these roles, they still exhibit charm and charisma, and you can definitely tell who has charm and charisma that you would need to be in a film like this, and who doesn't. And when I say who doesn't, I mean the rest of the cast. And it is a huge chasm between those two and everybody else. So that's the second one. The performances, those two, you get your money's worth out of those. I don't say that, but they earn their paycheck. That's probably a better way. They earn their paycheck as far as they went there. They may have, these weren't not hard dramatic roles, but at the same time, they didn't necessarily sleepwalk through them. So I'll give them that. And third, the set pieces are nice. You're getting what you paid for, even though it takes a long time to get there. They're thrilling enough. There's okay tension, and they're not disappointing. The rest of the film is so bad that when you actually get to them, you're like, okay, good. That woke me up. But outside of that, what are we doing here? So those are my three positives. On to the negatives. The storyline at this point, because it's another island, we got to go back to this island. Oh, look, there's these people. Oh, it's everything. And that's why I'm saying the action sequences were nice, but the plot is so thin. Like, we're talking just dollar store toilet paper thin, that it just doesn't even matter at some of these points. I'm gonna have to tell you, the plot is awful too, because you are waiting about an hour, I think, until you get to the island. Great Googa Mooga, it's too long. It's too long. They're trying to set up character developments and introducing things, and you're just thinking to yourself, can we just get to the stupid island, please? I don't care about any of this. Nobody cares about like the lore of Jurassic the Jurassic franchise at this point because you're 7 films in. You don't even know what you're keeping up with at this point. So yes, the plot is thin. You could say it's written by AI. There's nothing predictable. There's nothing earth-shattering. Some would argue it's not supposed to be earth-shattering. It's a Jurassic World film. Okay, I get it. But still, I'd like something to do while we're waiting to see more CGI dinosaurs. And at the same time, it's really the plot and the pacing are terrible. I'll say it again. The plot and the pacing are terrible. This has the exact same problem that Mission Impossible Final Reckoning had. You could literally see like the first 5 minutes of the film, take a nap through the next 35 to 40 minutes, wake up when they actually get to the island and say, okay, the film's actually begun. Because outside of everything else, it's just filler. It's filler and it's bad filler. The second one would have to be the development of whatever characters are existing. They're really not good. Scarlett Johansson is supposed to be this hardened spec ops, which is laughable because she's like 5'4" and 110 pounds, maybe 115. And, you know, she's way too whimsical as this character. You're like, you're a hardened spec op, yet you're just kind of like light and fluffy. She feels like half the time she belongs in a rom-com and not in this film. You know, everybody else, they have their one note. I am, you know, the guy with the glasses, I am nerd. Oh, I'm so excited to be outside of my nerd place. You know, Mahershala Ali's character has this really underdeveloped thing about losing a kid. So he's got this weird thing with the family, and it's completely, there's no payoff to it. The evil white guy is Evil White Guy Corporation. Is that really? Yeah, that's about it for the 4 on that. Then there's the family, which, my good gracious Guga, I wanted them to die as soon as they were introduced. I'm like, can these people just be eaten by something? Can we just say they were just awful? The dad, the 2 daughters, the boyfriend actually is not bad because he's such a caricature. It's like, okay, cool, but the dad, cringe. The older daughter, mini girl boss. The younger daughter knows everything. Just, can these people just die? Can they just die? Every time they were put in danger, I'm going, please, just give them, let the dinosaur eat, you know, let the dinosaur eat the daughter. It's okay. Nope, terrible. And their whole thing was just, they were there so you could have 2 competing plots. That's it. They offered nothing. And when I say nothing, I mean nothing to this actual plot. So it was really just every time, because they split up on the island, and every time it went to them, I just was counting the minutes until we got back to the 2 actors who could actually carry the film instead of the 4 who are just wasting my time. So the character development is next to zero. And it's just not neat. I'm trying to figure out. It's just not good. It's just not good at all. And then finally, the dialogue is terrible. It is awful. It is cringy. It wants to be a Marvel movie, but it wants to be a horror movie, and it wants to be this, and it's a lot of exposition. And then this 40-minute time period before you actually get to the stupid island, there's just a lot of like, oh, I can't believe you're doing this. Oh, I know. How's your family? I don't care about any of this. Nobody cares about any of this. It's absolutely cringe-inducing how bad it is, because the lines just feel like they're written in there. It feels like the script could have gone through 3 more rewrites before it was actually tight, because this just feels like a first draft. Feels like a first draft movie. All right, so I'm going to keep it at those 3. So Jurassic World, Afterbirth. I want to call it Rebirth or Refund. I got to make sure I stick to it. Jurassic World. I almost did it. It is Afterbirth. Is it Afterbirth? No, it's Jurassic World Rebirth. I don't even know. I care so little about this film. Jurassic World Rebirth is visually very nice to look at. It is a very good looking film. The director, Gareth Edwards, is a very solid director. I mean, he's done some pretty good stuff, right? Rogue One, The Creator, Godzilla. He's a very talented director, but the guy's got no script to work with, and it's just a drag. Scarlett Johansson, Mahershala Ali, very good actors in a bad film, so they do the best they can with what they have, the bad dialogue and everything else. But it's really, they can't do much with it. The plot is bad, the dialogue is bad. There are characters we actually are rooting for the dinosaurs to eat, so that doesn't help. In the end, if you are a diehard fan of the Jurassic series, it's more content for you, but this series should follow its predecessors and just be left to history. All right, folks, that's it for this episode, or this review here on Rickcast Reviews. Please do me a favor, if you can, if you like the reviews, do me a favor, hit that like, subscribe, share, notification bells, because I'll be doing both Superman and Fantastic Four, as well as other films that you would like me to see, or maybe a show or anything like that you want me to take a look at. Anyway, you stay classy, Internet.